For Venezuelans who suffered under the regime of Nicholas Maduro, his removal from power is nothing short of a miracle. Wendy Griffith spoke with one man who left Venezuela years ago and escaped to America. Today, he's celebrating with his countrymen.
35-year-old Francisco Gil of Norfolk, Virginia, fled Venezuela in 2017. His nightmare began when soldiers kidnapped him and two cousins at a military checkpoint and held them for ransom.
They pointed a gun on my face, and they told me to get out of the car. When I did, and I thought they were going to ask me, hey, where's your papers? Can I have your license? But he said to me, okay, this is what we're going to do. You're going to go on the passenger seat. Another officer came down and put a gun right here, my neck, and told me, you're going to unlock your phone. You're going to give me that phone. And then you have 5 minutes to make a call to find somebody that can save your life.
The soldiers drove them for about 2 hours to an abandoned house in the country and locked them in a bathroom.
A lot of things happen in your mind at that point, right? All this hard work for what, right? Like all this life for what?
Fortunately, Francisco was able to make the call that saved their lives.
And they confirmed the transfer was sent.
After that, Francisco knew staying in Venezuela could no longer be an option. He escaped and headed to the U.S. He joined his fiancée, now wife Kimberly, in Virginia, got a job at Home Depot, and they're raising 2 young daughters. When he and Kimberly, who's from Colombia, heard about Maduro's capture, they thought they were dreaming.
And then it was just a huge scream in my house. I was like, Kim. And she was like, what? Because I never screamed like, they got him. And I was like, they got what? Who? What's going on? Like, Maduro, they got him. I was like, no way. And the joy in this house was amazing, but I was still like in shock. It was like, is this really happening?
Since then, thousands of Venezuelans have been celebrating Maduro's overthrow and what this might mean for other socialist and communist nations. Reverend Samuel Rodriguez hopes this is just the beginning.
The communistic, socialistic worldview is completely counterintuitive to our Judeo-Christian value system. It believes that government is God. Government is God. So I am glad it's the beginning, but not the end. I hope Cuba, Nicaragua, and even Brazil to a great degree receive the proverbial wake-up call as it pertains to what just took place in Venezuela.
He also sees it as resulting in more freedom to preach the gospel.
I'm a pastor. I want to see people come to the knowledge of Jesus Christ as Lord and Savior. When you have a government that is threatening and oppressing and imprisoning those that are against their political policies and so forth, we are all at peril, right? So it means freedom to preach, freedom to live, freedom to prosper, freedom to transfer to your children and your children's children what you worked hard for. That's what it means, really. It's freedom across the board.
Some Latino Christian leaders, however, feel it's too soon to celebrate until it's clear how the vacuum, now being filled by interim leader Delcy Rodriguez, will ultimately play out.
I spoke to several pastors in Maracaibo and Caracas this week that there were gangs trying to intimidate pro-democracy forces. So there's a national call for prayer. Many people did not go to church on Sunday. There were the cancellation of services this past Sunday out of abundance of caution. But at the same time, there's expectation that Venezuela will be able to determine its own future, that self-determination and democracy will return to Venezuela. And the people in the diaspora are asking, what does this mean for us who've been here 10 years, 15 years? The Chavez-Maduro regime has been in power for over 26 years, and over 8 million people have left the country, many of them Pentecostals and evangelicals. Does this mean we'll return?
As for Francisco, he has no plans to return to his home country. So are you living the so-called American dream now?
You see the white fence right there? I couldn't even imagine having a beautiful home like the way I have. Yes, it's a change of work, change of everything, change of language, cultures, food, name it.
The biggest change for him, though, happened during the kidnapping.
When I was there in the bathroom, I was praying, I was like, Lord, this cannot be how my story ends. I cannot be just about to be with the love of my life, and this is how I'm gonna end. And I remember that God told me in that moment, it's not what is going on to you, kid? Is what's gonna happen. So just be tight, be straight. Don't show that you're weak right now. And from that moment, something really deep changed in me. I don't care about money. I don't care about wealth. I don't care about status. I don't care about anything of that.
For now, Francisco says he's happy seeing his country heading in the right direction.
And I pray for the resolution of this conflict, not only for me, for Nicaragua, for Cuba, for all the countries that are being down in this socialism. My prayer is for the new generations to have peace. For the first time in many decades, I think that we are at a point that we can reach that.
Wendy, Griffith, CBN News.
Well, the job is not over in Venezuela. If you think Delcy Rodriguez is going to lead them into some kind of freedom, please don't think that. She's a socialist to her core, and so is her brother, who's in charge of the General Assembly. They are definitely a power couple, brother and sister, whose father was killed in police captivity. He was a separatist guerrilla that kidnapped an American businessman, and he got killed under interrogation by the government. If you think they're going to lead to some kind of free future for Venezuela, please think again. My hope and my prayer is that free and open elections will be held as soon as possible, so the Venezuelan people will be free and free to elect the new leadership of Venezuela. Keep in mind that even on the American political scene, there are forces that somehow think Venezuela is some kind of socialist miracle. That's what Senator Bernie Sanders said openly about Maduro, that he's leading some kind of Venezuela miracle. It's no miracle at all, and 8 million people are forced to leave because they can't afford to feed themselves, that the economy is collapsing. That is no miracle at all. Socialism is obviously broken. It's never worked. And to somehow still have it be on the political stage in America is absolutely amazing to me. But it's there, and we have to recognize it for what it is. Let's have free elections in Venezuela. Let the people of Venezuela determine their future. But that freedom and that free election, that has to be closely monitored to make sure it truly is free.